Hello, geometers. This is Ms. Backfish, and I am here to talk to you about how to copy a line segment as a geometric construction. Now, with a geometric construction, like this is not just, hey, draw a line segment, but a construction is where we specifically use a compass to do it through a prescribed series of steps that make sure that it's going to be accurate. It has to be done that specific way. Now, you might have a different type of compass, but I am specifically making this video to help people who are using this, what's called a safety compass, which I actually enjoy using. To me, they're pretty much just as good as using one that has and sometimes better, honestly, as using one of the more traditional compasses. Okay, so as opposed to something like this. This is a more traditional style compass. And this video is specifically to show you how to use the safety compass. Okay, so with this type of compass, you have a sharp point. Sometimes people call it the needle or the tip, and then you have the writing side. Okay, so when you see directions talk about how to use a compass, they'll talk about where to put the tip. For this one, this is like your tip. This center little metal brad, that's like your tip. So if we are doing the copy a line segment, this is a very quick little experience. We're going to put the metal tip over one side of the line segment. Actually, first thing I want to do is I want to draw a new point. So I'm just going to put a new point wherever I want my new line segment to be. I think I want it to be right here. Okay, and I'm going to call that A. So it's like this was already drawn, and I'm drawing this one, but not drawing it, constructing it. So I'm going to take my metal brad and I'm going to put it right over one of those points. Okay, hold the white part so that the blue part or orange part or whatever color yours is can spin freely. It might even be better, instead of holding the metal part, to hold down the white plastic part. Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to find a hole that spins right on top of R. And it could be over here or it could be over here. You kind of have to see which one is closer. I don't think this is closer. I think this one back here was closer. This particular point right here. Now, sometimes, not in this particular construction, but sometimes you then have to remember which one you used. So be aware, you might have to remember like that it's one over from the one directly below A1. Okay, but here, I'm just going to take that. Actually, in this case, I probably will remember. And I'm going to, I do need to remember actually. I'm going to come and I'm going to move that point, that tip that was over Q, to my new point A. Right under that, the dot should be right under this little place. And I'm going to use that exact same hole I used before to make an arc. Okay? And what that arc is that's the set of all points in this area that are the same distance away from A as Q to R. So I can pick any point on this, and I'll do it just by drawing a segment. And there is my copy of QR. So again, you have the one that's already given to you. This is like the original. If you're going to copy a segment, somebody has to give you a segment to copy, or they might tell you to draw one. You're going to draw a new point, start with the new point, and then figure out which hole goes right over the other end of the original segment. It'll be a different hole for every segment. And then take that hole and say, okay, I'm going to shift this whole thing over to where my point I just drew is underneath the tip or the metal brad. Use that same hole and draw an arc. Notice it's slightly different. If you move things, it becomes slightly different. But for our purposes, that's still good enough that this segment, AB, should be very close to the same exact length of QR. So that's copying a segment.